Hi, I'm Monnie Aleahmad, your host on Train Talk, where we talk with a lot of interesting individuals about their lives, their passions, and what makes them human. So, join us, because we're all riders on this train called life. Well, thank you for being here. Thanks for joining me on the train.
Definitely.
Thanks for coming to Train Talk.
Love trains.
Yeah, oh man, they're the best, right?
Yeah, they're freaking awesome, yeah.
Before we jump into anything else, I'm gonna ask you the first question, and that is, who are you?
I'm Katrina Zemrak. I am a composer and sound designer. I have composed for over 50 short films, a handful of feature films, many podcasts, commercials, all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is a lot, yes. It is a lot.
So, you consider yourself a musician then, I would assume?
Yes,
right.
yeah.
Would you also consider yourself a composer?
Yes, mainly composer,
Cool.
I would say, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And what was it that got you into composing music? What inspired you to do that?
So my parents actually were my whole family is very artistic in a lot of different ways. My aunt is like a dance and ballet teacher. My uncle's a film producer, and he hosts a independent film festival every year. And he's been doing that for, I don't even know how many years now, maybe over 20, I think, at this point.
Wow.
And my dad when I was born, he started writing a movie, and he was working on it throughout my childhood. So I kind of saw him working on movies and film and seeing my whole family be creative in this space, but I was so drawn to music. And so I was like, okay. And then I watched The Holiday with Jack Black.
The Holiday,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I still love that movie
That's
so
a
much.
good movie.
It's so good, and the
is a good-
score's great.
Oh, yeah.
It's Hans Zimmer, but it's like you would never know it because it's
I
not
did
his
not
style.
know. Wow.
And so I watched that movie, and Jack Black was a film composer in it, and I was like, okay. I was in high school, and I was like, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, that sounds great.
Hey, it's good enough for Jack Black. It's good enough for me, right?
Oh,
yeah,
definitely, yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
100%. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yo, Jack Black has done so many, he's done so many musical roles, when you think about it.
Like
yeah.
Tenacious D, and
Yeah.
he's very, very musical.
School of Rock.
Yep, that one's great. It's a classic.
Even, what was the movie he was in from the 80s where it takes place in a record store?
I don't know.
I can't remember what it's called.
I'm not sure, actually.
High Fidelity.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes,
Yes.
I have seen that one. It's
Yeah.
been a while, but...
Yeah, he's got a bit part in it, I think, or maybe he comes and goes in. I can't remember, but,
Yeah,
but he
I'm
does
not
have
sure.
a really interesting monologue. at
Yeah.
some point. But yeah, he's so much of his career is so musical. That's what interesting. What a gift. that guy.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Very gifted.
Yeah. Cool. Were there any besides Jack Black? Were there any inspirations that led you down this path?
Yeah, definitely. I would say so. Outside of my family and Jack Black in that
Yes.
movie, I would definitely say, growing up, I really enjoyed, Hans Zimmer and Danny Elfman, but it's changed a lot. Since I was younger, and now that I know more composers now who are female, or just not white men in general.
What?
Yeah, right? That concept.
Crazy.
I know. So I look towards all of the women that are ahead of me that are just pushing through and trying to get work and Pinar Top Rock.
Is that someone's name?
Yeah.
Say that one more time.
I might be saying it so incorrectly. So Pinar Top Rock.
Yo, whatever it is, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, she actually did the music for Captain Marvel.
Wow.
Yeah, she was the first female composer to do a Marvel movie. And now Laura Cartman is another female composer, and she's following her steps and doing more Marvel content.
I'm
so.
sure she's cool too, but that's not as cool a name. Okay?
I know. Yeah, Pinar has a wonderful name.
Top Rock or top whatever.
I'm sure I'm butchering it.
I mean, I'm cool with it though.
Yeah.
Like I think she'd be cool with you butchering it by calling it Top Rock.
I know. So yeah, it sounds.
That's the best way to butcher it.
Yeah, it sounds pretty epic, honestly. Yeah.
Totally. Oh my God, she's gonna kill us.
Yeah, I'll have to give her a warning. I'll be like, I mentioned your name, and I hope that's okay. I'm probably messed it up.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so we were talking about your influences, and you just mentioned a bunch right now. Is there something that defines the type of music that you make? Is there something unifying about it all?
That's a very, very interesting question. I have been told by a few people that my music has a very, like it sounds like it's coming from me, but I've worked in every different genre. Like I've worked with Nickelodeon, and so I did a lot of their like short animated films, and that gave me a lot of chances to work in different genres within animation and stuff. So I've done jazz, I've done big band, I've done metal, rock, orchestral. I've worked with orchestras, and I've recorded with like 60-piece orchestras before. So I've kind of just done a lot of everything. But some folks have told me that I do sound like myself. Which is interesting, yeah. It's a really hard place to get. Yeah. And I don't even know if I've actually accomplished that myself. Yeah. But it's cool to have people say that, because it means a lot, you know?
I mean, I 100% agree with that. I think like that is kind of like the best compliment you can get as an artist, that is like, that offers an interpretive. Your medium is not your face.
Yeah.
You know, like it's something that you have to interpret and put out there.
Yeah.
And the fact that someone can recognize your artistry through that is so cool.
Yeah.
It is very hard to get there. I agree.
It's very hard, because music is such a complex thing as well, and especially like writing it for movies too. It's like you're trying to have the voice of the film, right? And you're trying to help the audience and guide them in a specific way, and you don't want to be like too much at the forefront.
Yeah, you don't want to be distracting. You don't want to full focus.
No, definitely not.
You want to lend focus.
Yeah, it's really interesting actually, because back when they started film music, the reason they started it was because of the old projectors. They were so loud, right? They were so loud, so they started to have composers write music and stuff. And yeah, it's so fascinating.
That is so funny. I didn't realize that that's why they started that. That makes so much sense. It adds so much.
Yeah, they brought organists and pianists, and they would just play over and try to make the audience be more involved without hearing the white noise in the back.
I don't know if you share this opinion, but I am personally of the opinion that the sound is the most important part of the film. Like I remember like I used to be a juror for like a film festival.
Oh, sweet.
And so like I'd have to watch like hundreds of films.
Yep.
You know. Yep. And immediately I recognized that like, oh, if a movie has bad sound, it is unwatchable. But if a movie has bad visuals and the sound's fine, doesn't matter at all.
Yeah,
you totally watch it fine.
I not only do music, but I'll often bundle like music and sound design and like dialogue, like the whole thing of post-production audio, just because it's easier. People like going to one person and having it all done. So I've dealt with like dialogue and stuff before, and it's just like, if it's bad dialogue and you can't fix it, it's almost unbearable to watch, and it's unfortunate, but it's very, very true. Yeah.
What is I don't know if you have one favorite, or you can maybe talk about a few if you want, but like or just the first thing that comes to mind. Do you have like a favorite experience working on a score? I know you talked about working with a big band. I don't know like if there's a different one. Or...
Oh man, okay. There's so many experiences. Honestly, like they've built up a lot over the past few years, thankfully. But One that was most recent, I actually demoed for my own series with Nickelodeon to write the music for their show, and it was one of the funnest things I have ever worked on. And I didn't get the show. I'm still so bummed about it, but it's very validating in having the opportunity. But that was like, I worked with a big band drummer, I had some big band brass, but it also was very like Khruangbin style.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a bass player, and Khruangbin, you feel it in your soul, and it was the funnest. I felt like Billie Eilish as a composer. I was like, I'm vibing so hard with this right now. And
that's cool.
It was so much fun.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
I wish I could have been there in the room.
Yeah. I actually brought all my friends because I wanted it to be fun.
Yeah.
Because if you're having fun musically, then it's going to come out better, you know? If you're not having fun and you're dragging your feet and it's like, oh, this is terrible, then it's not going to come out good, you know?
Yeah. I was just like recently in a little recording studio space downtown.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Like just doing like a script reading, and the guy owned the space, and he gave us a little tour and stuff. I was like, this is so awesome.
Yeah.
And like he had like a tiny room, and then he also had like one bigger room that was like an open space, and it had like a piano, and like it had a bunch. It was like open, it had chairs and rugs and stuff. And he's like, yeah, we can have like, like there was drum set up, and he's like, we can have like all these people in here, and we could all this. I was like, oh man, this is so cool. I just want to mess around. I just want to.
Yes.
I'm not a musician, but I like to mess around and make stuff.
That's
Good.
Like
it's so cool. Yeah.
It's so much fun. We host jam nights a lot at. Nice. We just moved into a house, and so yeah, we love having jam nights and offering new folks to come and jam with us.
Man, I'll be there playing the triangle.
Yes, you can tell. We got shakers and bongos
shakers,
for
that's
you.
what I'm about right there.
Yeah, it's a blast.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
Man, I need that. Cool. So is there, what are some of the challenges that you generally have to face when you're creating a score for any project, I guess?
Yeah, honestly, I would say that one of the biggest challenges is when a director isn't quite sure what they want, or sometimes even when they know too well what they want. It's kind of, it feels like I very much have to navigate each different director differently. I have to understand where they're coming from as a human being and not just as a director. A lot of the times, if someone isn't musical, they'll be like, okay, just go and do whatever. But I really like to take my process with a director in terms of communication is not necessarily musical, unless they are musical and that's how they want to communicate. It's often through the communication that they have similar to an actor. I like to talk about the character, the background, the emotion of the character, and go from that standpoint, because it's like we can all communicate in emotions and backstory and all that stuff. So, that's usually how I kind of like navigate that challenge.
I see. That makes a lot of sense. It's because I mean, even like as an actor, like communication is always, just as a human, communication can be difficult with any relationship, and then
definitely.
when you're having like a collaborative relationship like this, if you're not understanding what they want, it's like, oh, well, how do I get them to explain it? Talking through emotions. Yeah. Really good way to do it.
Definitely.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Did it take you a long time to come up with this process?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
it was
cool.
pretty quick. Definitely gets you to. I get to know people better as well through that, which is nice because you want to make friends and family. You don't want to just work and then say goodbye and never see each other again. It feels more raw that way, I think. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get a little technical. What are the apps that you normally use? Do you have like a DAW or like go?
Yeah.
Tell me. Break it down. Break it down.
Yeah,
I think KP wants to know.
Yeah, definitely. I started off in Pro Tools.
Right.
That's how I started writing music when I was like a freshman in college, or even before that. That's honestly quite uncommon for composers.
Really?
Yes, because Pro Tools is not the most helpful in terms of dealing with MIDI. And so I ended up using Pro Tools for like 10 years, and at this point, it's been like 15 years of using Pro Tools still, and I'm like Pro Tools certified as well. So I got like a certificate and everything.
So you're a Pro Tools pro?
A little bit, but it still is never ending. It's never ending learning with Pro Tools, which is why it kind of like isn't the standard necessarily. But I also use Logic. That's like my main DAW for composing. And then I'll use Pro Tools for like recording, sound design, mixing, dialogue editing, anything else that's different from music, really.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But I've also used Reaper and Cubase. I kind of have jumped all over the place in the last few years, so.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've heard of all of those.
Yes, yeah, they're all quite common.
Yeah.
I'm definitely, Pro Tools and Logic is like my main. That's what I primarily utilize, but.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then if you are, so do you do a lot more like digital composing, like with like loops and stuff, or do you do a lot more like instrumental stuff that you play in your scores, or is it kind of just like depends on the project?
It kind of depends on the project. I don't often use loops just because they're already like designed and created, and so it just gets a little bit redundant and repetitive from other composers. And
Sure.
So I often use like virtual instruments and just create from those. But I've been doing a lot of recording lately, like bringing in my friends and having fun and using shakers. And I'm a bass player, so I've just been playing bass a lot more and utilizing that as my strength more lately. So yeah.
Upright bass, we talking? Or
I have one, but more electric. More electric.
Okay, cool.
More like blues and like,
You can't carry that thing anywhere.
I actually have one. It's electric, and so it doesn't have a full body.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So it's just like a long stick, essentially.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's just like the fretboard, and that's it.
Oh,
but
fancy.
Yeah, it's really cool. My cousin used to play in like Broadway shows with that, and then he wanted to sell it, so I was like, I'll take it.
Your family's cool. Fine, I'll come over for dinner. Just invite me.
More than welcome, always.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get in there. Cool. Oh man, this whole show has become a very personal endeavor for me to find friends, I think.
Yeah, it's good to find friends. I'm big on it for sure.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this might be a very involved question, but so let's say that, hey, we just finished our film, all right? We just hired you on to do the score or the music or both. Probably it seems like you would want to do both. And we hand it off to you. What is your process of finishing the sound from A to Z?
Sure. So oftentimes when I first get a film, I'll watch it, obviously.
Cool. Yeah.
I'll watch it multiple times because the first time it's, generally like, I'm not going to pick up on everything that is either symbolized or things that are really important or things that happen multiple times that you really want to like connect musically.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'll watch it multiple times.
Oh, so you look for themes.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yes. Yeah. Looking for themes, looking for ways to connect everything musically and symbolized, and but from there it's I do a spotting session with the director, and so we'll go through, and honestly this sometimes happens and sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on the director. But I like to do a spotting session because I like to know where they want the music to start and where they want it to end in certain sections and where they're thinking of having music and if they have any idea of like what kind of music that they want to utilize. Instrumentation wise, all that good stuff. So there's so much to talk about. It's insane. So it's like some directors tell me, go. I trust you. Do whatever you want. It's rare, but it does happen. It happened recently. And then there's others that really want to get extremely in it and want to be with me when I'm composing in the room.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
It varies.
Yeah.
But after spotting the film and everything, I usually just kind of go and start composing. Like, if it's a feature film, I'm usually doing like one reel at a time because it's just a little bit easier for my like Pro Tools or Logic to like host that film and stuff in that way.
Yeah.
And then it's also easier for me to like break things up. And not overrun my RAM, you know, when I'm working on all this crazy music.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, it gets intense sometimes, and things can break and crash, and so you have to be like aware of that. Yeah, I'll usually write, you know, a few cues, and then it depends. Sometimes I'll start in the biggest moment of the film, and then work backwards.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a little bit easier for me to like.
See what you're building to?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But sometimes I do the opposite. It just all kind of depends on what I'm working
no,
on.
I get you.
Yeah, and then I'll usually send like a preview within like a week or two. For a short film, I'd probably finish that fully within a week or two, and then just send it off all as one. For like a feature film, it usually takes about a month. Longer if I can get the time, but if I can't get the time, then like I make it happen.
I get you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite a commitment.
It's a very intense commitment. Yeah. It's like feature films are so much fun to write for. Everything's so much fun to write for, but like, yeah, it can get pretty wild, especially if you have to record with an orchestra and there's a budget for that. Like you have to like kind of score it in like 2 weeks and then prep all your music and all your sheet music and then go and record and have it turn around after mix and everything later on. So it's chaotic.
Do you get rehearsal time? Or you just send them you cast the people that you're gonna do or you hire the musicians, you send them the music and then they just show up and
yeah, pretty much. Most of the time that's like, sometimes they'll get the music beforehand and they'll practice on their own, but you don't usually get into the room unless you are recording. And when you're recording, you have to make sure that everything on the sheet music is like, otherwise it could go south and you're spending more money and wasting your budget a little bit, so.
Word.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, let's not do that.
Gonna be on top of it for sure.
You got this, it's good. It's good. Cool, okay. So that's the whole process, right? Did we miss something?
Yeah. I mean, I just send review, and then after the director looks at it, they'll send back notes, and I'll usually do like, depending on budget and everything, I usually do up to like 3 revisions, like big, like major revisions. They're like, oh, I don't really like the style or instrumentation, let's try something totally different. Then I'll do, another one, and we'll see if that's actually the right way to go, and then move on from there, and then we'll kind of just keep doing that until we agree on stuff, and then I send usually like a full mix of everything, but I'll also send stems just in case they're like, oh, this cue is awesome, but I actually don't really like the drums on top of this. Maybe we should take those out because it's getting in the way of dialogue. Oh yeah. So then they can do that themselves, and they don't have to call me and worry about it, Yeah. Yeah.
Leave me alone.
No, call me anytime, but.
I get it. You get it. Look, I got my money. Leave me alone. I get it. I understand. No. Don't allow me to put words into your mouth. I'm sorry.
Oh, good. Okay.
What does it mean for you to be alive?
Oh, man. Oh, that's an interesting question. What does it mean for me to be alive?
Being alive, is there a purpose, a meaning to it?
Oh man.
Or even a definition.
I feel like the reason to being alive is to meet other people and to understand and to just build a community. Like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I just want to build a community. I just want to understand as much as I possibly can. I just want to be with people who are genuine and kind and want to just. The world is so rough right now. When I was younger, I remember I had so much hope in the world, and I was like, it's so beautiful, and all these people are so beautiful, and I didn't see differences. I just saw people and the beauty of that. And now I just feel like it's hard to see that sometimes, the beauty in the people. And I don't know, community.
No, I think like if you focus your life around developing a good community, I think that is a very noble purpose. You know, like I think that would define my existence of living. I think it does. Like the people that you're around in your life do define your existence in a way.
Definitely. You know? 100%. I mean, if I didn't have everyone that I've met, even you, like right now, you know, like this is an experience in my life. This is building my life in some way. And
some would say peak experience with being with us. You know, many have said this. You know,
100%.
You know, like, I don't know. Some people say that it's all downhill after here. I don't know. Not me.
I hope not. My goodness. I'll just be able to come and say hello to you guys more. So it's just going to go up. It's just going to go up.
No, I'm with you. Cool. No, I thank you for answering that. That was good.
It's a tough one. It's tough. Yeah.
It gets a little. Some of our questions are interesting. Do you think that being an artist carries with it its own responsibilities?
Yes.
What are those responsibilities?
Oh, especially with music.
Yeah.
Especially, like, there's a responsibility not to create music that's going to pigeonhole a character into a typecast, if that makes sense.
Oh, so like you have a responsibility with how you're, I guess, manipulating the story for a character.
And also just like portraying a character.
Yes, just portraying. Yeah. Manipulating has a negative connotation. I didn't mean it like that.
Oh no, it's all good.
But that's what I meant.
Same thing.
Yes,
yeah. I'm working on a short film right now, and all of the cast is Latinx. And
it's not Latinx?
Yeah, I was gonna say Latino, but Latinx.
Yeah.
But
I'm sorry. I don't know why I have to.
But I was talking to the director, and she was talking about how she was like granted money to work on this film and to get it greenlit and stuff. And but the grant was very much pushing for everything to be, can we make this more Latino? Can we make this more like just musically? Can we do this? And like and the director's like, no, this is just an experience of human nature.
Yeah.
Like this is just a story about a father and a daughter, and that's how we want to portray it. And I was like, cool, that's great. Let's do that. Like, because it's, I don't know, it's interesting. I never know how to navigate stuff like that, to be quite honest and open. Like,
it sounds to me like this is something that is being discussed a lot more nowadays. Like
so much more.
The trap falls of identity.
Yes.
And how much you tie yourself to the notion of an identity.
Yep.
You know, and then you let that guide you. You know, and sometimes it could be like, what is the Latinx Latino way of sipping tea? Is it special? Like, is there a special Latin teacup? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like, you can be so confounded by this concept of identity that it ruins your perception almost.
100%. And it's just like, with directors and filmmakers, like, they just want to get like a story across for all audiences sometimes. And not all the time, but like, you know, it just...
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. It's very complex.
Yeah, you know what? I think, I don't know if you would agree with me, but I think a lot of it has to do with just the fact that we live in a capitalist society and things need to be marketed.
Yeah.
Right? Because at the end of the day, you have to make some money somehow, right?
Yes.
And when you consider marketing concepts, they're very strategic, they're very demographic based,
100%.
and they're very restricted.
Yes.
You know? And so like when people are trying to find funding for a project that's Latin, they're like, ooh, let's make it as Latin as possible.
Yeah.
Like everyone has to speak Spanish, every man's wearing a sombrero,
Yes.
you know, it's like, but that's not real life.
No.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not. It's like you can't just take stereotypes and be like, this is the experience, that's it.
Yes.
Because it's not true. It's not real. It's not
Exactly.
human. Like,
yeah, like if you're like me, being a child of mixed background and stuff, like growing up in America, the fact that like I'm perceived as black mostly, which is fine, yes I am, but like that doesn't mean that like I don't know what Madonna sounds like, and I wasn't rocking to that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, or like, sure, like a black kid growing up in America isn't only listening to hip hop.
Yeah.
Like they don't
No.
only live in like the inner city. You know what I
No.
mean? Like it's
Yeah.
there is so much well-roundedness to each individual.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like there's a way. We can get past this weird obsession right now. I think but I don't know. Do you think it's a new thing?
I don't know. I feel like people
Identity is so weird.
I feel like production companies are trying to have representation and be very loud about it. Like you're
Yeah.
saying, like very like we're gonna focus so much on these stereotypes and I don't know.
It's like we lose the forest for the trees.
Yeah. That's good. That's really good.
That's some train talk right there.
Yeah.
That's that real train talk.
I'm very excited because I'm noticing. So I've worked with like Apple and Nickelodeon, these big companies, but right now finding work in the big companies is really hard. So I'm connecting with a lot of like independent companies and just companies that are just like trying to build up their work, and I'm excited to see more of that because I feel like we're not gonna have the heads of companies making all these decisions, and it's going to be a lot more pure and real.
Yeah.
And that's all I want to see.
Yeah.
That's all I want to see.
Oh my God, dude! If we could just be done with any kind of top-down decision making, anything that ends up being more democratic, not only is it more fun,
Yeah.
result is
100%
100% better. Yeah.
Yeah,
totally,
definitely.
Oh man, I'm with you. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Do you have any particular goals for the next 5 years?
Yeah, I would really like to do more independent feature films, I would say. Like, I very much like documentaries, stuff that educates and stuff like that. But I also, I don't know, I love horror and sci-fi, and I'll do anything, but I have found that content that has something to say is the content I like to work on the most. I would love to get my own TV series. That's probably like main goal. But that is also working underneath a big company. And there's good and bads to everything.
Yeah.
But those are probably like the two goals, is like to focus on music more.
Yeah.
Because right now, to supplement my income, I am doing music and sound design.
Yeah.
And I love them both, but music is
your
where
passion.
yes.
It's the real.
I was going through my music the other day, and I realized that I've written over 500 tracks of music over the last like 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, just because of all the short films I've worked on and stuff, and it's like, it just blows my brain that I've done that much.
That is so. Is your stuff available anywhere? Can people listen to it?
Yeah. My website's katzemrak.com.
All right. We'll put that there, or maybe in the description. I don't know exactly.
Very cool.
Maybe we'll put it on the screen. I don't know. It doesn't
I'll
matter.
send it over.
Nice. Do you have any particular plans in order to achieve your 5-year goals?
Yeah, I recently got a manager, so.
Oh, congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it works out. I haven't heard from him in a while, so I think I need to check in.
Things are a little rough, but yeah.
Yes. I'm actually doing a lot of pushing right now to connect with more people, to build my community more. I'm trying to like follow more projects on Instagram and stuff, and just be more interactive with people. And with the projects I love, even and it's been really nice, actually. It's been very cool to just see what everyone is doing and working on. And I have a few meetings coming up for some projects, and so we'll see what 5 years does. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh man.
I recently thought about leaving Los Angeles, and I don't know. We'll see if I stay or go.
Where would you even go?
I don't know. It's expensive to live here.
It is so expensive to live here.
So.
Oh man, honestly, we could have an entire show about how expensive it is to live in LA.
100%,
Oh, man.
Definitely.
A train ride like this in Los Angeles, that costs $1,000. I don't know.
It does. It does. The Starlight.
Oh, really? I don't even know about it.
Yeah. That
That's
goes
hilarious.
from LA. It's the most beautiful train.
Oh, that's the one that goes off by the ocean, like on the PCH, like by the PCH or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there something that you would like to say through your art? Like, what is there something that you think that people should take away? Like, if they're like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna listen to all of Katrina's music and just like let it wash over me. Is there something you think that like people would gain from that, or what would you like them to take away from that?
I would like them to feel their emotions in the way that they need to feel their emotions in that moment of listening.
Oh, God, that's a beautiful thing. So you would like them to be 100% present and aware of themselves in that moment.
I guess so. If it's not to picture, and they're just listening to it. Just feel, I guess, in whatever way you need to in that moment, and just experience it for yourself as you would as an audience member, but just in your own way, I guess. Yeah.
Cool. Do you think that there is a certain responsibility that you have as a human being?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Kindness.
And
helping people and supporting people, whether you know them or not.
Yeah.
And just trying to be like the best person and best self that you can be. And
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think the more that we can be welcoming to others and allowing them to be who they are and accepting of that and appreciating that, like I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. It's all we can do, I feel like, truly, at the basis of everything,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you have like an ultimate artistic goal? Like, I don't know, some people are like, I want to win an Oscar. Some people are saying like, I just want to finish my magnum opus or whatever. Like, no.
I just want to write music. I just want to write music and work with cool people. That's all I care about.
All right.
I don't, okay. The one thing, I would love to make enough money to live.
Oh, God, you tell me.
And that's it.
All right, I'm with you on that.
That's all I need. I'm not trying to win an Oscar. I'm not trying to win an Emmy. They're so politically pushed, and it's so, like, everyone's stuff is amazing and great.
Yeah.
And it's like, I understand why they're there, because I host a film scoring competition every year, and, like, I understand why these things are there, but I don't want to focus on the approval of others my entire life, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, I don't ever want to focus on it at all.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Yeah. I want to not care at all what other people think about the artwork I'm doing. I get that, though. I think that it's more important. Like, art is a strange thing.
It is very,
Like, because if you start to consider a goal for your art outside of just creation, or at least creating something for a specific reason, it becomes like you're playing to an audience at that point. That is like it's not even that you're playing to an audience. You're like listening for your audience, like without
work.
Without saying anything. It's like
it's just work at that point, and I don't want it to feel like work. I want to enjoy it.
Cool. All right, so you're on a boat
Cool.
And you're minding your own business, and you look over and you see some weird, creepy person putting a hole in the boat.
Okay.
What do you do?
I close the hole.
You plug the hole. So you wait for him to finish making the hole, and then you go and plug it.
Okay, well, I guess I wouldn't wait.
Would you confront him?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably just like be a human and be like, hey, what's up? Why are you doing this right now?
Word.
Like, are you angry? Are you sad? Are you hurt? Do you need to talk through something? Because maybe we can just like pause that for a second and like, let's talk over here.
Yeah.
And then try and like figure out how we can maybe not do that, you know?
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that might be the way to go.
I think that's a good call. Yeah.
Rather than jumping up.
Yeah, right, word. Okay, all right, so alternate reality, right?
Cool.
You see the same guy on the same boat, but you're not on that boat now.
Okay.
You're somewhere else, maybe on land, maybe you're on a helicopter, maybe you're on another boat.
Okay.
But the people on that boat are your enemies.
Okay.
What do you do now?
No, same thing.
Same
I would,
thing.
yeah, 100%. Like, I would try and find another boat and get out there and try to talk to the person. And, yeah, we all have enemies in life, but I don't like to focus on that. You know, if there's a problem with someone, I want to work on it. So, and I still want to help if I can, you know? Yeah, I'm a Cancer. Can you tell?
I believe it. I don't know. I don't think we do all have enemies in life. I think that sometimes, for short periods of time, we will have opposition.
Yeah.
You know? But I think even those people that, like, for whatever, if we're trying to achieve the same thing that they're trying to achieve, and somehow one of us has to get it and the other person can't, I think after whatever that thing that there's opposition for passes, people are too busy thinking about themselves, you know, to even care. I don't know. How do you feel about that? Do you think like enemies are like a real thing that a lot of people have to worry about all the time?
I think some people do.
Yeah.
I think some people hyper focus on that.
Yeah.
Or whether it's like consciously or subconsciously. Yeah. Whether it's you know, there's some people out there that I feel like kind of even maybe potentially thrive off of that.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, but it's very true.
Oh man, there are agents of chaos.
Yes, there are. Yes, there are. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's nice to be an agent of chaos for good.
Yeah, for good.
For
yeah,
good, you know?
definitely. Yeah.
Oh man, not that I would know. I keep my nose clean. Okay. Okay, cool. This is kind of like a rapid fire section, right?
Cool.
So just answer quickly and we'll just move through them. All right.
Okay.
Mother or father?
Oh. Both.
Both. Oh man, that's not.
Oh no.
You gotta choose one.
I gotta choose. That's so hard.
I know.
They're both so good in so many different ways. Father.
Father. All right. Cool. Boy or girl?
Oh yeah, they them.
They them. But you gotta choose boy or girl.
Oh, do I really? Shouldn't have to. Boy.
Boy. Okay. Cool. Music or movie?
See that? How can you even ask a film composer that? Honestly,
we're asking the hard questions. One flames into a pit forever. The other is one that you hold on to.
Probably movie.
David Bowie or Madonna?
Madonna.
Madonna. All right. Lady Gaga or Miley Cyrus?
Lady Gaga.
Okay.
She's like jazzy at heart. You know, she can really sing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm a fan. I like Miley too, though.
She's great.
Yeah, it's just very different in a way.
Very.
Yeah. Michael Jackson or Billie Eilish?
Billie Eilish.
Ooh,
Yeah.
bold.
I know.
No hesitation.
I know.
That's cool, though. All right, no, it's all right. No judgment here. I like them both. Cher or Whitney Houston?
Sure, I guess.
All right. Mariah Carey or Beyonce?
Beyonce.
Adele or Justin Bieber?
Adele.
Peanut butter or jelly?
Ooh, peanut butter.
Ooh. Marijuana or alcohol?
Marijuana.
For me, that's a no-brainer. It's 100% marijuana. Oh my God. Swimming or running?
Swimming.
Okay.
You know what? Actually, scratch that. Not swimming. Running.
Running?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
really?
like swimming very much, actually.
Oh, okay. All right, all right. Well,
I could hike for days.
let the record show that your initial impulse was swimming.
Don't know why that was.
Oh, man. Dragons or elves?
Elves.
Oh.
I want to be an elf.
Oh, okay.
Deep down.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Cool. All right. Medieval or cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk.
Really? All right. Cool,
I love
cool.
making industrial, like, gritty stuff.
Yeah.
Electronic stuff sometimes, so.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Hunt or gather?
That is tough. I love fishing.
Mm.
Like, I love fishing so much.
Fishing is the gathering of hunting.
I would agree with you. Oh, God. Probably gather.
Gather. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair. All right. Rob a bank or rob a gas station?
Yeah, bank.
Bank? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Get that money. Get all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't know. Yeah.
Okay. So another moral dilemma, all right?
Yep.
You and your best friend,
Yeah.
all right, are out in the town, maybe doing something you shouldn't be. And cops come, they get you, right? You're clear, but your buddy, maybe they were, let's say you guys were driving, your
Okay.
buddy was driving and he was drinking a little too much or something like that,
Sure.
right? You could fix the situation for that person. Like, so the cops are there, your buddy's gonna get,
Yeah.
he's gonna have to deal with a bunch of consequences, right? Or you can take the blame
Yeah.
and deal with the consequences. What do you do?
Tell them the truth.
Tell them the truth.
100%, because
Yeah.
like, that's my best friend, but society, like this, if that person thinks it's okay to do something like that, then it's gonna affect all of society at some point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if there's no repercussions, so
I agree.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that.
Also,
yeah.
honesty, I think, is generally the best policy.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Because then you don't have to face like, I mean, you did what you did, Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's say that you are, for whatever reason,
Yeah.
you only have 1 hour left to live. All right.
Right, okay.
What do you do with this final hour?
I would probably take my family and go to the woods and just be in the woods and like relax and breathe in nature.
Oh,
You know?
Yeah.
Just be where it all began, outside of all the buildings and chaos of Los Angeles.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, good call.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I like that. Because it's like you do need. I don't know about you, but I feel like for me especially, I feel like every now and then I need to reconnect with nature. Like I need to ground
Yeah.
myself, like just like sit in some grass or something.
100%. Yeah. LA
Yeah.
is such a concrete jungle.
Yeah.
In a lot of the areas, so it's like hard to find that. I'm a big hiker, and like so I always go to the woods too. I always have since I was a kid, like just to re-energize myself.
Yeah.
And it's so just beautiful and
Yeah.
perfect in its own way.
There's like literal research about how it helps your mental health, and also like how
Yeah.
like being in natural environments somehow helps your biome, like your gut biome and
Yeah.
stuff, and as well as like the microbiomes on your skin and stuff. I was like, wait, whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah.
It's really random personal fact. I have IBS,
Oh.
so like, but whenever I go camping, I don't generally have any problems.
Yeah.
Like it's really weird. It's like my body is just so calm and at ease. It's just like oh yeah, you can breathe now. There's no anxieties, like you don't have to worry about this. Like it's interesting that you brought that up, because maybe there's like a connection there.
It's a real thing. Like I mean, we're still figuring all this stuff out.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, but it is fascinating. Oh man, so many people are struggling with IBS.
Oh, it's so common.
Oh man, I have some, really close like friends and family that like have Crohn's and lots of other issues and have had so many surgeries. And
do any of them use low FODMAP diet?
Oh, I've heard. Yes, definitely.
It's been life changing.
Oh, word, yeah.
Super life changing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, our diet affects everything. Honestly, like I don't know if I'm getting into crazy stuff now, but if you know about like the circadian research, circadian rhythms and stuff about like when you eat and all that kind of stuff, but it also involved a lot of like how what you're eating affects like your sleep, your brain functions, 100%. Like all of that stuff.
It's
and
so wild.
I didn't even also just like the fact that like the digestive system, how taxing it is on your body.
Yeah.
Like it literally, you have to shut down so many healing processes. Just like your body has all these processes that it does, and it has to stop doing them just so it can digest food.
Yeah.
So the more you can avoid having to digest food, generally speaking, the more time your body has to heal itself.
That's so wild.
It is wild.
That's crazy.
It's so weird. It almost seems counterintuitive.
It does. It really does.
Yeah. It's a strange thing. Anyways, all right.
That's so wild. I didn't know that.
Is there? We could talk about that kind of stuff all day. Is there anything else that you would like to mention, to promote? Anyone you want to give a shout out to while you're here on the train?
Sure, yeah. You can go to my website, Kat Zemrak. It's ZEMRAK.com for my music. I'm also creating a music company outside of that called Melodicast, for people to be able to buy music tracks for cheap to be able to use on their productions and whatever projects they're working on.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah,
thanks for riding the train. I really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll get to do it again at the next stop. But it seems like your stop is coming up, so.
I know, I love this stop. Look at all those rocks.
Look at that.
Rock climbing. You want to join me?
I mean, maybe. I part of me is not sure if I can actually physically leave the train. I think
you might just be stuck here.
I think I might just be stuck here.
I think you're in an endless loop, actually.
Look, it's bad for me, but good for you. And I'll see you guys next time on Train Talk.